What is up, everyone? Welcome to Mechs on Deck. It is Tuesday, June 29th. It's almost July. Sorry for being late. Dave and I were just hanging out. We were just talking
About lights.
Yeah.
There, Eric looks down. He's like, "Oh shit, it's 8:14."
So, hey.
Ooh, Static with the resub. Thank you, Static. Lolo 8199. Thank you for the follow, as well as Mugiwara _ ya. Thank you for the follow. How are you doing, man? I mean, it's only been since 2 days ago since I actually saw you in person, but
True. But I had an interesting day, and I have an interesting story.
let's hear it.
But it's interesting to me because it was extremely frustrating, but it had a resolution.
Let us all bask in your turmoil.
So all right, so moved into a new apartment recently. I have Spectrum internet, which is cable, but my apartment can have fiber internet, which is obviously much faster, much better, and less expensive, right? It's like $40 a month less, or $36 less a month. So I've been meaning to change over to that. And I was like, I'll do that today. I'll go do it. I go do it. They're like, problem, you have to call us. You can't do it online. Like, fuck. Okay. So I call them. The lady's like, okay, yeah. I give her all my information, everything that she asked for. She's like, okay, we'll call you. I'm like, what? We'll send you an email and we'll figure out a time to set up. And I was like, okay. And then a couple hours had passed. That was like in the morning at like 8 or like 9 a.m. It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. No call, no email. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to see what's going on. They're like, oh, you have to provide, because the company Frontier has to do a credit check. They're like, oh, something came back. You have to provide 2 forms of verification so we can prove that it's you. And I was like, what? To get internet? And they sent me this like thing that was like, you have to provide a photo ID and a government issued ID. You have to provide 2 forms of verification, like as if you were getting a brand new job, you know, like the first
like
day.
Like a background check.
And I'm like, this is internet. Like, I'm not getting a home loan. Like, this is internet. We're talking about a $67 a month internet plan.
I had to go through that like working at an elementary school, and that makes sense because I'm going to be working with children, not getting internet.
So I'm like messaging this lady, and I'm like getting pissed. Like, I'm upset because I'm like, not only that, but I'm like, my family, my brother, and my parents both have Frontier. My parents have had it for like 15 plus years. And then, so the lady calls me. I tell the lady on chat, I'm like, you know what? this is not worth it at this point. Like, I'm not going to deal with all this. Like, this is stupid. I'll just continue to pay more for worse internet. And then, and I was like, I was kind of upset, and I told the lady, her name was Rose. She was very helpful. She was very nice. And I was like, hey, I'm not mad at you. I'm like, this is just dumb that this situation, because she wouldn't tell me what came back on the credit report, which was frustrating for me. Like, she wouldn't tell me why they needed the additional information, or like what triggered it. And then I get a call from Frontier, and the lady's like, okay, well, I understand why you're upset. Let's look at the credit check. Let's see if maybe there was a mistake, and we'll rerun it. The freaking lady that I talked to in the morning ran my credit report with the address that I just moved to. That's not on any of my cards or anything. And I'm like, well, no shit. It looks odd because all of my credit history points to a completely different address. So we ran it for the other address, and it instantly came back, and they're like, oh no, you don't have to worry about all that. You don't have to pay a deposit or do all this extra verification. You're good. And then she's like, let's get you set up. And so then, yeah, not this upcoming weekend, but next weekend, I have someone coming out in the early mornings to come change my internet over.
Hell yeah.
So it was very frustrating. I was like,
sounds like it, but at least you got the end goal.
Yeah, I did.
The end goal. Sorry, hold on, muting. All right, there we go.
Yeah. Luckily, it wasn't static age. It's not like a full credit check. It's just like a soft one that doesn't actually hit anything. It's like basically just to verify your identity and make sure you're who you say you are.
Yeah, the won't go into the politics of credit checks, but credit score system is flawed. Credit in general is a very dumb thing. So yeah, well, that sounds like a day and a half. But you got there, and that's the end of it. Other than that, how's your weekend?
Dude, it was good. I hung out with you for quite a bit of time on Saturday. I'm sure we'll get into that here in a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was good. Sunday I just kind of hung out at home, watched some Overwatch League. I do very much enjoy the Overwatch League, watching that. And yeah, I didn't say a lot about this, but my nephew was in the hospital with sickness. I actually didn't tell really anyone except Chewy and the people I worked with. He was in the hospital from Thursday evening all the way until Sunday night. He had 3 different like child sicknesses at the same time, which was rough, and so he is put on oxygen and stuff, but he's doing much better, so it's really good. He's home now. My parents went over there. I'm going over there Friday to hang out with him, so yeah, he's good. He's 20 months old, so he's still young. He's just about to be 2 here in October, so yeah, glad that he's good to go and back up and running.
He's tough. He's got that Eric blood in him.
Dude, the worst part about it is that, like, and I'm sure your mom does this too, where they give like the least descriptive texts about a situation, where it's just like,
oh yeah,
like I just got a text, he's in the hospital. I'm like, what?
Care to explain?
She's like, can't breathe, trying to figure it out. And I'm like, is this like critical? Is this is this just like children's things where they have to figure it out? Because you can't give them like all the same medicines you can give an adult.
You also can't just be like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. he doesn't quite understand what's wrong with him either. So
it's like the scare. Whatever. But like that's a scary part with dogs, right? You can't just be like, what's wrong? Like they just look at you sad. So, but no, I'm glad, your rough situations have all had at least not bad endings.
Very true.
But no, it's for those who were here, thank you guys for supporting the subathon stream. Most everything was shipped out. I was a bit busy today to get invoices out to the international folk that won desk mats or larger boxes. So I will get those out tomorrow or Thursday. Today was kind of like go go go. I worked at 3D Keeps today, so that was fun. Getting to hang out with Davis and fulfill some orders. I mean, it's a solid job because I love just like, here's your list. Here's what you have to do. When you're done, you're done.
Yeah.
There's no bullshit. It's just do your job, and your job is like it's a checklist, right? Who doesn't like checking off things off a checklist? And even if it's a lot of stuff, it's like, well, at least see the end. You're not just like sitting around waiting for the end to happen.
It's like when you worked
So-
back at PetSmart and you did the stocking,
Yeah,
and
it's
it was just like, here's what you have to do.
The
Once this is
stocking
done,
outs-
you're good.
It was one of my favorite jobs, honestly, outside of that took a toll on my back.
Yeah.
But
The manual labor portion.
the actual like because like, you know, with keyboards, it's not, you're not throwing 80-pound dog food. But you know, I remember that being one of my two favorite jobs were jobs where I was left alone and had, here's your task for the day. Here, like you have to go through these 12 things or these, 80, whatever. You have to go get this done. And when you're done, now these two jobs, because the PetSmart warehouse job was great because when you're done, you just go home. But the other job was the hotel, where I couldn't just be like, all right, peace. This hotel can run itself from now on.
Yeah.
But no, I love a good task oriented job, and getting to help out at 3D Keeps, and kind of it's funny. You kind of learn, it's fun to get to learn the other side of this job, which get to learn. You don't get the full vendor experience of people threatening you and screaming at you, and I've had a little bit of that, with the group buys, and now I've done the Switch fulfillment sides. I'm dipping my toes in as much as I can. But no, the stream went really well. Shout out to Keeb Noob for staying up like 95. I think she showed up like an hour into it and stayed through the whole time. So shout out to her and DD Decline, who were there for a very large chunk of it. I know, Eric, you were there Friday night for quite a while. And Langlandia was there for quite a while. So thank you guys. And for anyone who watched, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the various, very generous amounts of subs and bits. We'll talk about the bits in just a moment because I forgot to tell Eric something. But the bit goal, I'll just say it now. So the bit goal for the Baka 70 giveaway is still live, I think. Now I don't. Now I don't know. I'll check it out right now, but I have it written down of like what it was at, so that I can just go in and adjust it accordingly. But that big goal is just going to run. Yeah, so I need to extend it. It will be live through tonight, and then I have to reset it, but I will make sure it resets at the appropriate amount. But yeah, that bit goal is going to go probably through July, and we'll just, if we get it, then again you get a Baka 70, which I will show off in just a moment. You get a Baka 70 for free, and I'm going to get it custom Cerakoted for you for free. I'll build it if you want for free. And you get to pick the color. I'll work with you on like if you want something fancy done to it. Octavius, thank you for the 100 bits. Every bit counts.
Every bit does count.
So we'll have that ticker up tomorrow because I am telling Eric about this
right now.
Literally right now.
It's okay.
So, but that will keep going. So yeah, and got to build a lot of cool keyboards. The giveaway keyboard for the newcomer, we're going to probably schedule that later in July. So that can, as Keeb Noob had the great idea of, once we announce it, kind of tell your friends, tell the people that are, relatively new. I'll be honest, it's nothing super duper hype. It's a acrylic. It's a like milled acrylic 5 degree with creams and a stainless steel plate with an ANSI PCB. It's not, super hype flippable board or anything, but it's going to be a good board and it comes with keycaps. It's going to be a good board to kind of get you through or get you into the hobby, get you in, or maybe you're already kind of in the hobby and you want something, but you're just at that situation where you can't really be dropping a whole lot of money on it. So that's been postponed to later in the month, and we will announce more on that. But what is on your desk, sir? And did you get any mail?
So no like true mail. Chewy came over, dropped some things off. A little redux, a little restock of the XHT BDZ lube from courtesy of 3D Keeves. So love this stuff. It's great on stabs. If you haven't tried it out, it's fantastic on the wires. So if you're a madman like Dave, you could use it on everything. But
I just do the wires now.
Oh,
but
you
when I did touch up, I did it on everything on a few builds, specifically ones where stabs were rough.
Yeah.
And it needed that. So like my Zyko build has it all over the place. And then of course my 98 gram cream has it all over the place because it can handle it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just do the wires on most normal builds.
And then didn't get any more, but these are back to me, so now I can put these in my Anubis switches. He's laying on the couch behind me. Yeah, 69 gram symmetrical springs. If you got Anubis switches, highly recommend using these 69 gram symmetric springs in them. They are great. They are fantastic. So yeah, definitely highly recommend those. But then as far as what's on my desk, still the Baka Neko. It's been on my desk for like a month now since I got it. 2 weeks of lavenders.
Two different iterations.
2 weeks of lavenders, now to the second week of Anubis switches. I'm just trying to get these as like broken in stock as possible. And then I'm going to use them in a board. So,
hell yeah.
What about
hell
you,
yeah.
Mr. Dave?
Mail? Not really. I mean, you call a DisplayPort cable fun. My main monitor has been failing, so that's fun. And I noticed it because I tapped the cable and the entire monitor was like, had a panic attack. But on my desk, it is no surprise. The Baka 70 and all of its, and all of my love for it. So this is the new board that I built on Friday. It is the newest iteration of the Baka line. So for those interested, 60% with a symmetric F-row. We like symmetry here. It's got Anubis switches. It has the 69 gram springs in it. I lube the springs. I did not lube anything else. And we're 5 for 5 on people liking. I usually, when I bring a board over, I want Eric to be critical of it. And Eric sat there for like 3-4 minutes. And then he goes, the only thing I can think of that's bad about this board is compared to the Baka, it's just a little lopsided on the weight.
Yeah. It's
like,
got a forehead.
It's got a forehead, but I mean, that's in regards to picking it up. But I love this board. The ping is gone. I mean, I tried. I was punching the back of this thing to try and get it to ping. It was not pinging. These switches are fantastic, and they're great in a brass plate. Very responsive. The 69 grams really do up this switch to new heights. And and yeah, and Terra looks great on it. So very much enjoying this board, and really liking the switches. So Hellbent's tried them now on the 69 gram, at least on this board. My wife, Davis from 3D Keebs, I let her use it all day today, and she was like all about it. So it's, if you guys, again, I mean, if you use the Mechs on deck code, which we will ask you to use, it will make us our standard kickback, but we don't make any money off of these. We just think that they're very good switches. And if you're someone who likes the Boba U4Ts, if you're someone who likes Holy Pandas or Zelios, like the heavier tactile switches, honestly, give the Anubis a shot.
Yeah, and Brian, like he just said, is building his iron.
Arrived yesterday. Now just need new springs.
Sorry, Exo Squid. Hell yeah, get yourself some new springs. And thank you for the 200 bits. But yeah, Brian from Top Clack rebuilding his Iron 165 on Thursday. I'll probably like ping the Discord. I probably won't ping. I'll just post it in the announcement. Whenever
ping it.
I'll ping it. Fuck it, dude.
Ping it.
I'll ping it, and yeah, people can check it out because I'm excited for that because they sound and they feel really good in the shamelessly plug me. Will do. But they feel really good in the Baka 70, and I can't imagine that they would feel worse in the Iron 165. Imagine they feel about the same, slightly different mounting style, so they're gonna sound a little bit different, but yeah, they're good.
they're very good. I can't put them in a list yet. I feel like they haven't gone through the ringer enough to go into like a formal favorite tier list.
Yeah.
But I'm going to use this for probably 2 weeks straight before I begrudgingly ship it off to DD Decline to build it in the ortho version. But yeah, I'll miss the Anubis switches, that's for sure. So we'll start with some. We've got the spicy topic tonight. We have and then I'll lead into it with a quick short story. So I was a part of the Mech Group Buys vendor discussion on Saturday. It was about an hour long. They have not posted the YouTube video. Honestly, I highly suggest everyone here check it out. So it was. I was interviewing Jay from Top Clack of Prototypist, Upas from Cannon Keys, Key Bonbon from Kinetic Labs. So 3 people that have been on this stream in the last like 4 months, and then Bolsa Supply. I think it's CMSP from Bolsa Supply. So it was a lot of fun. It was very insightful, and I tried to hit them with some hard questions of like how to deal with certain aspects of being a vendor, and they gave amazing answers. So and like I said, it's only an hour. It was on Discord, so you don't have to watch anything. It was a cool event, but I got, some people added me on Discord during this event, and I'm like, okay, they probably have keyboard questions. Let's do some fun. Some Mechs on deck outreach.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be the person that ignores it, whatever. So add them in there in Discord, and I'm sitting there working on my computer on something, and I just start getting blasted with Discord calls. Like repeated Discord calls, and I'm like, hey man, sorry, I'm like, who calls someone on Discord out of the blue, unless you're me, like pocket dialing Eric,
which doesn't happen anymore, but used to happen like every couple weeks.
Yeah. So the new phone that I have does have it has the nicer like accidental touch feature, but I was getting called, and I'm like, hey man, sorry, like I'm busy. Is there anything I can help you with? He goes, why? It's like, was like, I'm busy, but if you have a question, and then I just start getting calls from him or her. I don't know if it was what they identified as, but multiple calls from a few different people just harassing me and being fucking internet trolls and all this bullshit. That's not to say anything about the Met Group Buy server, but don't be a dick, because
Just
I'm sitting
generally
here
don't be a
like,
dick, yeah.
just don't be a dick. Like that's kind of the, if I could actually title this stream "Don't Be a Dick," I would, but Twitch won't allow us to title it.
Oh yeah, they
Don't
won't.
be a dick. So, but yeah, it was just one of those things again. And of course it happened like the evening after staying up all night, and I took a quick short nap after, and then woke up and kind of forced myself up. Don't be an eggplant. That's actually a great one. Exo Squid. I'm gonna store that one for later. But that kind of leads us into our topic tonight of don't be a dick.
Dude.
I'll let you take it away from here.
First off, I'm sorry that it happened, and it's kind of weird.
Lesson learned: don't add anyone. Like I hate that it has to be.
They
did like the friend thing, and I'm like, whatever, that's fine. Because at the end of the day, I can always just go, all right, block, and that's exactly what I did. But I don't want to. Again, I even talked about this on the 24-hour stream. Huey and 001 Anthony really showed me, hey, open yourself up, be the friendly person, answer the questions. Doesn't matter if you don't want to be the person that drives someone away from keyboards by being a tool or not being responsive. And now where the hobby is now, I can understand, like Nathan Kim can't sit around and answer messages all day long, but we don't get bothered as much as Nathan Kim probably does. So like, don't be that person that is going to be like, oh, I talked to Chewy, but he was a dick and wouldn't say a word to me. And I don't want that to be I don't want to be the person in charge of them going, hey, I was going to get into keyboards, but now I'm not. So
yeah. Trey Chroma, thank you for the tier 1. Appreciate it. Telling you to preach.
Preach.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. It's funny because I used to get a lot of messages not from keyboard stuff. So I think I still am, but I was in the Glorious Gaming Discord, and because my name on Discord starts with a 0, I'm always at the very top. And so people would just randomly PM me about like products, and I'm like, I have no clue what you're talking about. What? So, but yeah, nothing. I've never had anything like that. That when you were telling me that, I was like, why would someone even think power calling you was remotely
be
okay?
Yeah, just and not to shame, these people could have been 40, but this does have an immature feeling to it, and we've talked about. I mean, our not, I don't like our viewer base is not. We don't typically have a much younger crowd. So I appreciate that everyone here is pretty cordial. We have a very nice chat. So thank you guys. Thank you to our viewers for not being super duper super toxic towards each other. Our Discord is usually pretty calm, cool, and collected.
Yeah.
We're very fortunate to have y'all as viewers because we don't have to deal with the petty bullshit and nonsense that I've seen in other Discords. So except for Keeb Noob. Keeb Noob's like the most toxic human on the planet.
Ryan's time to lash out.
Start a riot.
Man. But no, getting into that, I think that kind of talking about the younger audience might play into a little bit of something that I have feared, or I feel the more that I look into it and the more that I see from a very specific company, they're not in the community, a very specific company that is tangentially involved in keyboards. I I get more and more frustrated with them, and with people who support them, not necessarily
Mhm.
because they support them. But before we get into all that and my reasoning behind what I'm saying, well, I'm mad. Apiary talked about this the other day. She put a tweet out about it. HK Gaming fucking sucks. Like, I don't know about their products. I've never used one of their products. Like, they could be quality stuff. Probably not. I'm going to assume probably not. But they, as a company, and the way that they present themselves to people in the community are awful. Like, the fact that they feel the entitlement to reach out to other people who are actually contributing to the community and talk shit and act like they're holier than thou blows my mind, because their entire relevancy is based off of theft from this community. Like, theft of design. And the big part where I talk about I'm frustrated with the people who support them, and the people the fact that there are people who, like, in Apiary's tweet, she said, and I thought this was hilarious, that HK Gaming screams, "Daddy has money, and so I could make a business."
Yeah, Daddy gave me the money to start my own business.
And one of the replies was like, "Well, I'm equally as mad at GMK as I am at HK Gaming for making clones." And, like, I understand. I get your point. And I get it. Getting a GMK set, it sucks that you have to wait as long as you do. That wasn't always the case. GMK used to be fairly quick. It's not right now. Hopefully it does get back to the point where it was 2.5 years ago. But we're not sure if that's going to happen. But let's talk about the reasoning why people are buying HK Gaming sets. The sole reason why they're buying these sets is because they are a carbon copy of something that already exists, right? They want the Reddit clicks, they want the updates, the Instagram likes, they want the clout. They're chasing clout, right? Like, at the end of the day, yes, you may like a colorway, but that's like, there's always more colorways that are coming out that are cool. And you can totally support people who are actually contributing to the community for the same amount of money by getting something like a Sugar Plum, or the PBT black on white sets, or the new set that Kinetic Lab is releasing. Like, you could totally get behind those companies and support people who are actually doing positive things for the community, rather than supporting someone that literally has the names of the sets that they are faking, they are cloning in their Amazon titles. Like, what? And the fact that you're saying that I'm just equally as mad at GMK. GMK supports, when you buy a GMK set, this is what I was talking about last night with Brian. When you buy a GMK set, you're supporting 3 levels of the community. You're supporting GMK, who has been a huge advocate for the growth of this community in the multiple years of them supporting our community when they didn't need to and probably shouldn't have from a business standpoint. And then you're supporting a vendor who is in this community that has helped grow this community to what it is today, and are people that we want to have here for the long haul. People who are going to continue to contribute and push this community forward in a positive manner. And then the third person is the designers, the people who are making the products, who are continuing the greatness of the fact that I want something, I can make it in this community. When you support HK Gaming and you buy their sets, you're throwing those 3 levels out the window and saying, fuck all that noise, I just want my set now. Which I get, and I understand. I don't fault people for wanting their set now. We talked about last week about how keycaps not being available is going to be an issue, and it is an issue, but, like, it's just so frustrating because it's HK Gaming getting bigger is worse for the community as a whole. Like if HK Gaming gets huge and then all of a sudden we can't have GMK sets, or we lose a part of that, or people stop buying GMK sets, then all of a sudden all these vendors are really hurting. That's a significant portion of the community in terms of the money that is flown through it is in keycap sets. So yeah, sorry, I've ranted for the longest time I think I've ranted on the stream in a long time.
You're good, man. No, I mean, end of the day, this community was built on the backs of people that decided to kind of do it themselves. Boards, right? I want something new. I want something different. I'm going to do it myself. Keycaps, I want to expand past the usual colorways and create something different and create something unique for my desk. Switches, I want something, to the extremes. I want smooth linears. I want loud linears. I want heavy bump tactiles. I want, this was all built off of the concept of, I like this. I like this, but I want to improve upon it. Not, I'm going to take, there are absolutely people that take something and go, like, it's like the meme, right? It's like, hey, can I borrow your homework? It's like, cool, but change it enough. That's overlooked in this hobby, as it kind of should be, because a lot of times it is different enough, right? There's things that are, okay, you can't really change. No, you're literally stealing. This is writing word for word an essay and selling it at a cheaper price. I don't like. It sucks that GMK is the way it is right now, and the whole hobby is suffering. And the big 2 points here that I see is you're gonna start seeing I feel like the hobby. Now, ignore the sinking ship aspect of it, but think about the ship is the amount of people that the hobby can take, right? Of the Titanic. And the ship is massively bringing on water. And so it's taking this ship and it's weighing the scales to one way, which is people who are willing to wait and people who are getting impatient. And that split is going to happen eventually. The amount of people that are just so angry that their stuff isn't here and that they're impatient. We've seen it on Mech Market. It's already claimed Mech Market extras going away immediately because now we have the flipper crowd, right? We have the people coming in going, I have to create bots to get these objects. I have to get me and 10 of my friends trying to get this set so that I can flip it at 100%, 200% retail, making it impossible for people that enjoyed the hobby and just want the stuff to actually get it or not have to spend an arm and a leg on it. And this is kind of that third tier of like, well, fine, fuck you. We're just going to take everything you've done, make it cheaper, and get it into the hands of people, and then call ourselves righteous and call us the saviors. Because that's what, and come after me all you want, go for it. It's a narcissistic move. This is a fucking textbook narcissist. I've seen 3 different aspects of him responding to someone specifically with the value of $50,000 of, oh, I'm gonna take my 50 grand and throw it in your face and sue you or ruin your business or come after you for XYZ, A, B, and C. And I'm like, well, one, your threats have no clout. You don't.
The dude's walking around like he's got a fucking huge dick when in reality he's just got a fucking banana in his pants.
Yeah, exactly. It just baffles me. And to that point, it sucks that this guy's able to be successful. I haven't seen any actual. All I see are threats. All I see are empty threats. I haven't heard of him actually doing anything. The worst thing he's done is steal from designers, which is a very bad thing, and then make a company off of it. But I'm not concerned for the hobby as much in terms of where it is now. I'm concerned for what this can do for the hobby going forward. And when is it keyboards? When do they come after keyboards? When do they come after it? Switches can be difficult, but also recreatable. There are a lot of switches out there that are very, very similar. What happens when he's able to make a Holy Panda for 25 cents a switch or 10 cents a switch? And it's the exact same thing. You know, that's the thing I'm worried about is keycaps is kind of that space where it's like, it sucks that you got this, but we've got our two other pillars that are firmly in the ground. What happens when that stuff starts slipping and these companies start releasing key colts that are not key colts?
Well, the other piece that we haven't discussed is the fact that, like, for the longest time, clones of keycap sets have always been clones of sets that have already released and that people have. Like, literally, he's got a keycap set on Amazon that you can purchase right now that hasn't hit group buy yet, which is like, that's when it starts getting like, this is too much for keycap sets for me. And if that continues, then that's when you start getting into, you're severely hindering the market of that specific keycap set. Right, like I think
now you're lowering the value.
Right, I think it's Dreamscape that is like in group buy that is already available on his Amazon listing, and it's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, come on, man. But in terms of keyboards, I mean, we've started seeing that. Like, what was that a couple months ago where someone posted
the Jane got cloned,
the Jane clone, and these, I think that's kind of like the silent issue with the community that not a lot of people know about. It's kind of behind the scenes. Is there is a lot of cloning happening of prominent keyboards. Some people may even have fake products and not realize it. Not that I'm saying you should be weary every time. Like, people aren't cloning like packaging and stuff. At least I don't think. You know, we do see that a lot in other areas. You know, you look at sneakers, you look at you know, art, figurines, stuff like that. But the thing is if that starts happening, if there's someone that wants to do it, you know, I mean, I'm sure you get PMs all the time from vendors, not vendors, but from manufacturers that are like, hey, do you want to run a keyboard? We can run whatever you want. Like, all it takes is a manufacturer to be like, we have design files for everything. We'll let you do it. You know? Yeah. And
like no shame.
No skin off their back.
We've talked about this a long time. Cloning in China with products is a popular thing. Like, there's a lot that because there's not a lot of the legal repercussions. It's very gray area. Eric and I used to be, you know, very in tune with like vaping and vape mods and all that. Clones everywhere. Because you're talking about a $50 product that's now a $30 product. You know, a lot easier to mass manufacture. Keyboards are a little bit more difficult, but there are also, if you can design a board, you probably can reverse engineer a board. And all it takes is someone to get a hold of the board and then make a couple dozen. And hey, guess what? Someone comes in and goes, hey, I can make a key colt for like this, you know, $800 at group buy that you might not ever actually get a chance to buy it at group buy. Well, I can make it for $400. And then
they could even sell it at $800. And then it's like, you know, here's a key colt copy at the retail price, because you'll never be able to get it at retail.
Yeah. And now they're making shit tons of money. Because and while they did the work and you know, reverse engineering, that's just a shitty thing. You're just straight up stealing, and it affects the little guy. It affects the, you know, God. We joke about this. Group buy runners need to make money. You shouldn't be making things at a loss. I forgot who it was, but I remember there was a particular person who ran a group buy and then bragged about it costing them thousands of dollars to run this group buy. I'm like, then why did you run the group buy? You're just throwing money away. Like, don't flaunt that. You're not this big fucking martyr. to me, you're dumb for throwing away all this money. Like, no, you're not you didn't do it for the community. Because at the end of the day, no one needs anything in this community. This is all just extra. Everyone can achieve what we do, which is typing on a keyboard for $20 on Amazon. So when you tell me, oh, the thing I made cost me thousands of dollars to make, you should treat me like I'm this hero for doing this. I look at that and I go, it sounds like you're bad with money. Because man, a couple thousands of dollars for doing shit like that, that's like life-changing amounts of money for a lot of people. And so that's the stuff where it kind of hurts. Like the group buy runners need to be able to make money. And some of these keycap designers need to be able to make money because guess what? Renders are expensive and designing keycap sets can be expensive. Those fucking RAL books are goddamn expensive. And when you're taking sales away from that, you're taking away people's even desire to spend a bunch of money that they might not even get back.
I don't think losing money on a group buy doesn't mean anything bad about them. I think if they make that decision in order to do that, that's fine. If that's something they want to do, I think the issue that I have is boasting about it as like, I am doing something for the community, so you should treat me different. That's the point where I'm like, okay, if you've made the choice to do this, thank you. Like, I appreciate that you sacrificed a profit and sacrificed, personal money in order to make this happen and make it at a price that's attainable for more people. Perfect. Great. But don't I did this now, I should get all the respect and I should get friends and family in every group buy. It's like, okay, dude, you did something nice. Cool. Very much appreciative. Understand, but that doesn't make you, again, it doesn't make you holier than thou. It's in a different sense completely than the HK gaming. There's nothing to be looked down on about making money on a group buy. Just like there's nothing to look down on about losing money on a group buy. It happens all the time. People barely break even. People make a good amount of money. People lose money. It happens. The community's in a much more stable point than it was years ago. I was talking with a new friend last week about how he's newer in the community, and I was talking to him about how things were before and how, every other month you would see a group buy run and then a PayPal get locked because it was all of a sudden this random guy's got $20,000 in a PayPal account. PayPal's like, what the fuck are you doing? You trafficking drugs? We're locking that up and we're going to, slowly siphon you money out of this giant, bank. That used to happen a lot. It doesn't really happen anymore because of the fact that we have vendors, which goes back to what goes back to the point with HK gaming is when you're taking money and you're taking purchases away from reputable vendors, people who are pushing the community forward, we're going to lose a lot. Or we're going to get to a point where GMK sets and keycap sets and keyboards are going to have to be significantly more expensive because they're going to have to put in the cost of legal fees in order to properly protect that keycap set.
Yeah.
And granted, No Chance RPG talks about how I'm sure the Key Cult trademark their logo. That doesn't matter. You look at sneakers, they get here. There's tons of fake Yeezys floating around. There's tons of fake Jordans floating around. You can go buy, I can go buy 300 different fake Pause figures on Amazon right now.
Yeah.
And
no one would know.
And
unless they came over and looked at it and were and we're an expert on those things.
And that's fucking art. That is literally art. That's like someone faking an artisan and putting it on Amazon. This is the exact same of really, dude? Come on.
Which not on Amazon, but I'm 90% sure that actually happened. People were
probably.
I'm sure that was a thing where
it did.
Yeah, where someone was making artisans from other people. So it's end of the day, I mean, you always have the option to not be a dick. This is clearly an insecure and immoral and narcissistic person successfully making a quick buck by preying on an open-ended market that isn't super duper regulated, and there's not a lot. What's the Momo set? I think that's what it is. What's not Momo? Not Momo. Momo's the character from Avatar. What's the set that Rinsuya and Kanekys ran through GMK? It was
Supreme?
no. It's like there's like a cow and a horse. I can't remember. Moomin. Thank you,
Moomin. It hasn't run
Moomin.
yet.
So
Yeah.
that hasn't run yet, but that's like a set that he can't do that to, because they could. That's a trademarked set.
It hasn't stopped
through
Mizu.
that, but that it hasn't. Well, okay, but he didn't have Mizu trademark.
True.
But that could have repercussions, as that's a set where it's like, okay, you might be safe there, but like you were saying, what's the next step in protecting these sets from being blatantly stolen and all of that? So it's just a goofy situation. But just, I mean,
I would have no problems with him if he came up with his own ideas. If he the biggest issue is that he comes out and he acts like he's fucking God among men, and he's not. Like, he talks about how he boasts about how, oh, we get colors, we do them, and it only takes 2 months when they're taking 2 years. And it's like, okay, if it's that fucking easy, dude, make your own sets.
Yeah.
Make your own PBT sets.
Because he doesn't want to reach out to other people and then have to pay them.
Right.
He just wants to keep that money so that he can keep flaunting his exactly 50K, which never makes sense.
Exactly.
I almost wish someone would say, okay, do it. Fucking do it. Sue me. Let's do this. Let's go right now. Like, I want someone who HK doesn't realize might have. There are a lot of people in this job that have solid other jobs outside of their hobby job, and I'm like waiting for the day that this guy goes pissing up the wrong tree.
Dude, I was thinking about that this morning.
Like let's fucking go. Let's go to court. And then he shows up with his 50K and then just fucking ruins this guy's life because he barked up the wrong tree.
Dude,
if you go around screaming at everybody, you're bound to get retaliation.
Yes.
Bullies, 90% of the time, it sucks for a while, but bullies get what's coming to them.
Yeah. And I feel bad and I get sad when I see, like, I don't open up Reddit r/mechanical keyboards very often. And I did the other day, and I immediately saw an HK Gaming set of Muted, and I'm like, man, and it's like someone who's like, oh, my first board, and I'm like, dude, like, I get it. That's awesome. And I really love that you're in the community and you got this cool board, but I'm like, you don't realize what this person is doing to the community and what the impact that that company will do to this community if they continue to grow, because it's only going to get worse. I just hope that people stop seeing that, like, stop purchasing them. I hope that there's another alternative to GMK and to HK Gaming that maybe does provide a more creative aspect. He calls them designers. He always puts it in quotes, self-proclaimed designers, when in reality, he's a thief. He's a thief. Like, at the end of the day, he's 100% a thief, because he's stealing a design, he's stealing naming, and he is profiting off of the SEO, which is, obviously we haven't had a whole lot of updates to the way that internet laws are, but should probably be considered theft if you're trying to profit off of a similar product of the SEO, search engine optimization, of names like Modern Dolce Light, Dreamscape, Olivia. Like, those words plus keycaps together have huge SEO. And yeah, like, the fact that he's very obviously trying to profit off those namings, dude's a thief. Like, at the end of the day, he's a thief.
There it is. So Mech Muller, who's coming on tomorrow, by the way, just says I work in SEO and SEM. We can talk about this. So I'm okay putting up. Let's fold this up, but let's not seal that. We're gonna leave that. We're gonna put that. So tomorrow, guys, we'll probably continue talking about this because, you know, the more we don't like bullies. Don't support this. If you have a keycap set, honestly, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Like, it's like you're supporting someone that is being just, it sucks, but there are other options out there. You know, I'll if you want just a good, like a decent placeholder set, there's a set coming out from Kinetic Labs. We're sponsored. You don't even, this is me saying, if you don't like the idea that we're saying go get something from Kinetic Labs, then don't use our code. We'd like you to, but like, if I get that, Kinetic Labs has sets, PBT sets that are $10 more that are going to be as good. I've typed on them. They're perfectly fine keycap sets. They're PBT. I don't like PBT as much. You might like PBT. If you're already going to get PBT, that's what you're getting over there. Support someone that's $10, guys. $10. That's a fucking McDonald's meal. That's two coffees. That's your avocado toast that's holding you back from buying a house. Like, like Novel Keys has this stuff at inexpensive prices. There are other places you can get keycaps for a cheaper amount, or at least not cheaper, but a rivaling price that is supporting someone that is not only is he stealing, but he's threatening community members.
Dude, he threatened to fucking take Lux Cables out as a company.
Yeah.
Like,
not like he's like, I'm going to ruin your business.
Yeah. Like threatening the livelihoods of other people, which it's like, all right, dude, pass the line. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because not him, but this has happened to us. We had someone who was threatening us multiple times. We won't go into that details at all, but it's just a stressful thing to go under.
Yeah.
Don't be a bully. Don't like yeah.
And like, I'm sure at some point this dude was a very nice person, had great aspirations in life, but like, and he could still, just like when we talk about the key company, like how they could come back. HK Gaming could still redeem themselves if they turn and they shift their entire op. I don't think in any way, shape, and form that's going to happen, but realistically, leaving the table open, it could, and he could actually be a contributing member of the community and be considered part of the community, not this two brain cell idiot that is just trying to be as toxic as possible.
That's the difference, right? I don't like TKC. I don't like supporting TKC. TKC's not stealing shit.
Right.
And TKC, well, okay, Animal Crossing, but I mean everyone was doing a little bit of IP infringement. It was
TKC
the Wild West
has good
for a little
intentions.
bit.
They're just bad at it.
They have good intentions, but they're not great at doing so. But at least they're not going around threatening to shut down other businesses. I don't like TKC. I despise someone that is going around. Like, I despise and just have an utter hatred for a company that's actively trying to hurt the community. At least TKC is not trying to hurt the community.
True.
They're just accidentally hurting the community or, haphazardly doing it. So anyway, sorry. Let's get some happy vibes going and look at some cool keyboards. So guys, if you don't know, today's the last week. So we're going to pick our winner. You can post a picture in the KOTW channel in our Discord. You've got a nice picture of your keys and keyboards and other keyboard items. This month there is no theme. Post whatever picture you want to post, and we'll talk about it, and then we'll have the community vote on it, and then it will get put into a pool, and at the end of the month, which is today, we will vote. We'll do kind of a mass vote, and if your board wins, you get put as the prize end of the month, or for the month on a calendar that we plan on selling in December for the year 2022 is what this calendar will be. And if you win that month, it'll be your board on that month. So yeah, check out it's the channel KOTW. We've only got one entry right now. So TKC, we didn't even do anything. We're still getting roasted.
Yay. Hey.
It
It's
happens.
a tough time.
I genuinely feel bad when people are like, have you tried like tangies? Or
No.
have you tried kiwis? I'm like, no. And they're like, why not? And I'm like, oh man, I wasn't planning on getting into this.
I don't even pay attention to them as like a vendor. Like, and I feel like
No, yeah,
there's
I
other
don't- I
ones I
don't
don't
either.
pay attention to because I forget. Like
It exists.
it took me like 3 months to realize that TX Keyboards had changed their name. Like TX Keyboards US changed their name. You're gonna have to refresh my memory. I don't remember which board won the week of the 15th.
It was did we not pin it? Oh yeah, it was the 7V. Oh, the 15th. I'll have to go back up. Was it the J? I think it was the J. I'll go back and well, all right. While we go through, do you want to take through the boards this week, and I'll go back and watch the VOD real quick.
Okay. Yeah. Let me get the rest of these ones open here. Okay. Loading in picture. Let's see. This is properly worked. Sorry, I was away from my mic. Thank you, Gnarly Charlie, for you. All right, so first up, we have from Mr. Hellbent Caps 2. He built this whale on the stream this past weekend. Lin Whale, UT4 Bobas with GMK white on black, and a lot of artisans. A lot of artisans. And I must say, this looks absolutely fantastic. The whale is just a pretty board.
Yeah, you know, I didn't get to play with those artisans. No, it was a fun build. I was like super tired during it, but I thought I did a really good job. Yeah, it's the half plate. It's not. I'll be honest, it was not my favorite board to type on because I am way more about the stiff typing feel. But this board, it looks really cool. I love that it's not like this board just has that like metal feel to it that I feel like some boards kind of miss out on when they start getting deeper. And it's almost like it was like a light anno, so it kind of showed some of the metal through this pink. And it's not like it wasn't really, it looks more rose gold in this picture, but it's way more like pink in real life. And it's definitely, that first picture makes it look almost rose gold, where it's way more pink in that third picture. But yeah, this is a great board.
Up next, we've got the Chosen Ones Tengu, with this, is this burgundy?
Yeah, that looks like
Yeah.
GMK burgundy.
Yeah, this looks good. I like it. I really was a big fan of the Tengu. I think a lot of the beauty of the Tengu is not seen from the top. The front as well as the back look fantastic. It has got a magnificently beautiful booty. Okay, Crimson Cadet plus Metaverse mods. Interesting.
Okay. So burgundy, I love it. It's basically burgundy, but it's not.
Yeah.
That, I mean, that's a cool little it's a very cool and unique use of two different sets.
DIY Burgundy.
DIY Burgundy, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, fantastic. Tengu's a really cool board. I've gotten to mess around with one for a little bit, and they're really cool. The only reason I just don't need another Alice board. And every time I see a cool Alice, I'm like, I don't need it. Like I legitimately won't use it that much. Or I'll get that and then but I don't want to get rid of my OSA.
Yeah.
Because that was a private run. So next up, we've got exactly how Quakeums treats his keyboards. He just throws them in the snow. No, this is what is this? The elusive Clippa S with CRP Japanese, going with a snowy look to it with white and some pink accents popping through. I enjoy this board. The Clippa S was one that I really wanted to get my hands on, but just at the time didn't have the funds. So it's a fantastic board.
Would you say it's elusive?
Not his. Kidding. No,
I like this. The pink really sets it off. I know Stray Chroma is in chat. She's probably all about the subtle pink.
Dude, she hates pink.
Actually true.
She hates pink so much.
But next up we have got Asmodeus's Helheim design. I believe this is his own 60% glass case with FFFF L and F brass plate. I don't know what that is. But yeah, this looks really good. And this is what set is that?
Rainbow Tastical. Is that bleached?
I think it's bleached. Yeah, I can't remember. There was so many that came out right around the same time.
It's
FFFF switches. Okay. There's too many switches now. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
very, very cool. FFFF is a switch. I love it.
Oh, lubed and foam. Okay.
So
Papega
are those lav recolors? Maybe. Who knows? What kind of guy would just take a switch, put some fancy colors on it, and then name it some arbitrary name that really doesn't make sense, and then sell it? Like, what kind of people would do that? So hey. Very cool. I love the glass case. I watched a little bit of, I think Apiary built one of these, if I remember, and yeah, really cool. I'd be very interested to try this, but I'd be very scared to walk around with it in my house because I don't like slam my keyboards, but I'm not exactly like, I don't treat it like it's a holy object. It's a tool on my desk. I play D&D on my desk. I might slam my mouse into it. My water ball's on my desk. That could bring up a problem. The amount of shit that I drop just on stream, or I just slam something into my keyboard. Just imagine having that as like your build board. And then you just break it on accident.
You just took like a hard chip out of the corner.
But very cool concept, and I'm sure it lights up like fucking crazy, just like the picture.
It looks amazing. It looks like the acrylic tofu, like that looks great with RGB, but it looks like that on fucking crack.
Steroids, yeah.
Next up, we have got Switch Couture Alice with a Mono Legend Katakana laser with micons built with GAT yellows and cream stems. Interesting. So using the GAT yellow housings with the cream stems. Yeah, this looks really good.
Yeah, I love anytime. I'm not a huge fan of laser, but I love when a set has mono alphas that are not and just Latin.
Yeah,
like Latin legends, like are just English legends. Like I love, like GMK Masterpiece is the first one that comes to mind where I see something like this. And I'm like, ooh, excellent work. So and that desk mat is just so fucking cool,
dude. Every time I see
pictures, that desk mat's just awesome.
Every time I see a picture with this desk mat, Static Age has posted a couple times. My first thought is this is just a picture of a keyboard and he's edited this border around. That was my first thought, as I was like, there's no way that's a desk mat. This is too perfect. But no, that desk mat is really cool. It's perfect for taking pictures.
And the penny, the artisan he won from one of the artisans. So artisan giveaways back in April. Next up, we have a drop control lubed silent alpacas, white on black Japanese caps. Solid. solid board. The reason I love this board is it shows that you can take a board that kind of has the entry level tag on it. It's not really the frills, but they do have the RGB, and then going, all right, I'm going to change it. I'm going to put something different in it. I'm going to put my own keycaps on. I'm going to make it my own. And that's what I feel like these boards are made for, is to try it out, make something your own. And I respect it. I just wish you didn't have to use that giant ass right shift.
Yeah, true. Giant right shift is definitely different using it right now. Next up.
Oh yeah, because you're on the Bakaneko with the
Yeah.
the true ANSI.
Next up, we've got a Forever 65. I built one of these. Great board. With GMK white on black and GMK Zayun. I think I said that. Zuyen? I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry if I offended someone. I didn't mean to. With a carbon fiber plate and vintage blacks. Yeah, this looks great. This looks great.
Black on
Scott
black on
W.
black. Nice, Scott.
How do you say that? Do you know how to say that?
Nice.
It's gonna bother me now. ZHU.
I think is it Zuyin?
Zuyin?
I would say Zuyin. Someone phonetically spell it
Zuyin.
in chat.
I thought it was Zuyin for whatever reason, but that's 'cause
I could be
my
saying
brain
it.
is tiny and very smooth. But yeah, this looks really good. It looks really good. I also like the succulent.
Yeah. If you ever want to up your keyboard picture game, just throw some succulents on there. This isn't a succulent, but just grab a nearby plant and just throw it in there, and then take a picture, and boom. I'm gonna take some pictures of my Baka 70 soon. My wife's got you can see there's got a lot of plants. I'm like, we're gonna just throw all these plants on here, and I mean it's Terra, it's the Earth Kingdom, so maybe I'll just throw some rocks on there too, and just have some fun with it.
Was it Hardware Canucks that used to post every video had like a plant in it?
Yeah. How dare you use my plants for internet fame? Exactly. Yeah. I got to get the upvotes.
All right. Speaking of internet fame, Miss partnered Twitch streamer Miss Stray Chroma comes in hot with an ID80 with the crystal gasket mount. Interesting. With DSA Astrala keys and GAT black inks. Dude, I really love this set. I wish it was not in DSA because I don't like DSA, but I love this set.
I feel like the I'm like super out of focus. It just really wanted to show off the Saturn 60 for a while. I feel like the ID80 is so synonymous with Stray Chroma now that they should just start shipping her. They just start asking her, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? like
they should bring her in as a designer.
You want your face carved on the back of this? Let's get the Stray Chroma ID80 going like tomorrow. So yeah, excellent board, very colorful, very bright, excellent choice as well on the desk mat. I love those desk mats. So the next up, we have what looks like another Tengu.
It's the same one. I just want to see what it looks like with Firefly. Firefly, cool. It's good. But we'll go to this next one. This is Reed Enterprise Cyberboard round 1 with laser. Round 2 with SP Star, Con Momo switches, and a Art Key Sirius, which is very hot in the artisan community.
Oh yeah, so
yeah, this looks good. I can't handle the Cyberboard. I can't.
I would not. This is a board that I will happily respect online. And if I see one at a meetup, I'll be like, that's very, very cool. I will never own this board.
Here's what would happen if I owned a Cyber. Either my right hand would be just completely covered in blood from jamming the edge of that board, or every LED on the right side would be completely gone. They would all be gone. So they would be smashed. So, but yes, I do think this looks really cool. Plus, it also has a really cool unboxing experience as well. Yeah, it's just very large in the forehead space, which is rough for me.
Yeah, I feel you. So what are you picking? What are you feeling?
Ooh, I didn't realize we were done.
That's it.
Dude, I kind of want to.
There's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, there is. Talk about flexing on your coworkers. Could you imagine walking in with a cyberboard? What would your coworkers say?
It would be too distracting. The children that are in the room would be like, it's
You should get one and you should put on program on the LEDs. Focus on your schoolwork.
yeah, exactly. I don't know if my kids would be able to read it that well.
Also
focus
with
is a big word for third graders. They know it. Reading it.
I'm gonna go with the glass 60. Where is it? It's this one.
I'm torn. I'm very torn. I'm gonna flip a coin now. I'm gonna roll a die because I'm playing D&D. Those out more accessible than a coin. Literally rolling. For those wondering, I'm trying to decide between the whale and the whale from Hellbent or the Forever 65 by Scott W. Because both of those pictures and both of those boards just look super duper clean. And I never actually said, so we're gonna say Hellbent is odd.
Okay.
And it's the 3. So I am picking the Lin Whale.
Okay.
So let me put that in.
Oops.
So we're going to be doing this poll, and then immediately after, I did find and pin the winner.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Dude, the best.
I found it pretty quick.
I thought it was that one. I couldn't remember. All right. But dude, 159. What up, dude? How you doing? Thank you for the 24 months. Josh has reached the 2-year mark. Yeah.
All right, so 3 minutes voting. You can vote at the top of chat if you're on your phone. Just double tap the screen, chat will pop up. I would like to have a quick little shout to our awesome sponsors. We've got OmniType. OmniType is currently running a GMK Symbiote, a very, very unique and very cool set. So be sure to go and check that out. They also have a lot of other cool things in stock as well. I feel like we don't always touch on that, but yeah, go check out their in stock buys. I hope you guys had some luck today. With tomorrow, I want to talk about something with OmniType, by the way, because they had a big drop today of a lot of extras. So it's cool to see a lot of those get picked up by some peeps, as well as we've got Canon keys. So Canon keys currently running the Icky 68 or Aurora Dreamscape keyboard combo. So very awesome board there. The TMO V2 round 2 is going live. GMK British Racing Green. They did just stock up on the devastating TKL, which I've been really kind of wanting to get because that just seems like such a cool solid board, but I don't really need a new board right now. And of course, you can always go check out the Anubis switches, which is something that both Eric and I really, really enjoy. So go check that stuff out. We also have Kinetic Labs. They have lots of keycaps and switches. I really like the salmon switches from them. They also have great desk mats, and they've got some new keycaps coming that are in a cool blue ocean whale theme. So be sure to check that out, as well as Project Keyboards. Bingsu round 2 is on its way, and I know they're usually restocking the Sirius, which is just a fantastic 60% keyboard. So if you guys want to check that out there as well.
Absolutely.
Keep up to date.
Absolutely. And I also want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors or partners. You did sponsors. Brain Fart. partners.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Zap Cables, head on over to zapcables.com, pick yourself up a DIY kit, as well as check out the other stuff they got. They got a ton of stuff. So go check it out over there at zapcables.com. Go to smithandroon.com, pick up some merch. They got cool merch. They also got cool info about the Iron 180 and the Iron 165, in addition to an Iron 165 polycarb in stock buy happening later this year. So join their Discord, keep up on that. And then Type Beast, go to typebea.st. Just sign up. Just do it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you why, but
it's
do it.
it's great.
You won't
It's
regret
great.
it. And then 3D Keeps, as Chewy said earlier, he's been working over there. So put him to work and go pick something up from 3D Keeps. Davis is a fantastic person, and she is recovering slowly but surely from her accident. But so if you don't want to purchase anything, at least join the Discord, throw her some love. It's always appreciated. When you get nice messages or you get nice, like, hey, love what you're doing in the Discord, it feels nice.
Just
feels good.
makes the day go by a little bit more gingerly. So we have a winner. The Lynn Whale in pink is going to win. So what boards do we have? What are our final? Can you go through?
Yeah, let me
Go
get them
through them
open
all.
here. So we've got. Oops. Let me get my pins open. All right. So these are the 4 options for keyboard of the month for this. Wait, we had one on the first, or did we not do a stream?
We didn't do that one on the, or didn't we?
I don't think we did.
I don't think we did. I think that's when we didn't, because we just wrapped it. I remember.
I was like,
that
wait,
we
there's
did
5.
for May, we did the final for May on the first week of June, because we only had like 2 people like actually post boards immediately.
Well, we do have some fantastic options here today. First up, we've got the Chosen Wands 7V with 9009 and then some re-legendables, which is pretty freaking fancy. Also, I must say, amazing composition. Looks great. It looks like it's in the sky, but it's actually not. Next up, we've got, I know you can't see these, so I'll go through all of them, Chewy. We've got Dutch Masters 7V again. 7V making a second appearance here with a polycarb plate, creamsicles, GMK Taro, and a lot of artisans. So yeah, this is very taroed out. And then we have Squiddos, Switch Couture Alice with EPBT Cool Kids and Silent Alpacas. This is the one that we were talking about, how it looked like the legends were almost falling into the gap. Which is pretty fun. And then of course the one that just won, our most recent victor, the Lynn Whale.
Yep, absolutely. So you can, for 1,000 channel points, cast an additional vote. It is going to be up for 5 minutes. Go place your votes. You can, like I said, you can vote for one. For your first one's free. Channel points, which are not a currency, you don't have to pay money. That's just something you accrue for watching our channel. Can be voted. So go vote. Tomorrow we have Mech Mauler coming on. He is a relatively new streamer. I watch a lot of his streams. I find that he's got a nice soothing voice to listen to for a while, and he also upgraded his sound equipment too, so he sounds even crispier. So it's nice. I feel like I follow a streamer every month, and Mech Mauler's just been the one that I've been following this month. So we have him coming on, and then next week we're gonna get started. We haven't. Every July, this will be the 3rd July we've done this, we're going to bring on some key set designers, and we'll talk about key set design. Haven't reached out to him yet, but I'm sure we'll have our yearly check-in with Neflock.
Well, he's not just a keycap designer anymore. Now he works for Mike over at
He
Novel Keys.
works for Novel Keys, so we got a lot to talk about there. But I burnt all my points. There you go, Hellbent. But yeah, so next month for Keyboard of the Month, take some of those nice pictures. If you need some inspiration, go check. Most of y'all's phones probably have a decent enough camera to take some really cool pictures. So let's see. It doesn't have to be the nicest board in the world to win. It doesn't have to be the nicest board in the world to take a good picture. We've got 2 7Vs. We've also got a stacked acrylic board. Like it just depends on the composition and the coolness factor. So, and then this week we had a couple ideas, or we had a couple things like kind of fall through. Like there was like a lot of potential of building a couple different boards, and they've we don't really know yet. Eric will be building something.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I will be. I totally forgot that it was my week. Yeah.
Yeah, I need a weekend.
Yeah, I was like, wait, we talked
day.
on Sunday, but yeah, the one that we were like, you wanted to do fell through. So, yeah, I'll be building something. It may be a bower. It may be something else.
Maybe
I'm not going to lie, chat. I don't even know what I'm building yet.
I couldn't tell you the name of it, but it's a prototype.
Yeah.
And I know you were talking about, taking another look at the Baka 60.
Oh yeah.
So there's all the options. We should dual build, says Top Clack.
That would mean you would have to build yours on Saturday. I'm trying to think. I didn't. Okay, cool. My car appointment Friday. All right. Just like wait. What?
Shit.
So.
Absolutely. All right. But we still got a couple minutes left. Well, we'll talk about it now. I watched Davis of 3D Keybs really wanted Terra. Again, as always, a slept on set people start getting excited about when they see it in person and they see it on camera. I had more people hit me up about GMK Terra sitting on my desk during the subathon, and they're like, dude, that key set, what key set is that? That's a great key set. Like, it's Terra. I'm like, do you like the board? They're like, I don't care. I don't give a fuck about the board. Just tell me about the key set. And it went up extra sales, and guess what? There weren't that many because that set did not sell that well. And I got in on the group buy. I was like sold from day one the second I saw it, because we revealed that set on our stream with Rinsuya, and now she went through the process of trying to secure it, and there's like the anti-bot CAPTCHA thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's like press and hold and drag a square around the airplane. It is the weirdest CAPTCHA I have ever seen, and it's a bit goofy and finicky. And I was watching her do this, and I just think there may be a different option that might be a little bit better. Because I don't know what the option is, right? It sucks because I can't come out and say, hey, Omnitype, fix it. I don't know what, but not that. But it does make me think that does take a little bit of dexterity, which kind of limits maybe what some people are capable of doing when they're just trying to buy a key set.
I mean, yeah. I mean, what's the other CAPTCHA? Who can click the streetlights or the tractors fast enough? I don't know.
It just sucks that we have to have CAPTCHA, because if we didn't have CAPTCHA, then we'd either have to go to a raffle system, or no one would ever have anything because people would just have scripted bots that go in and buy everything up immediately.
Yeah. They should do 100% audio CAPTCHA.
Yeah. Just have someone, hello.
You have to fully type a sentence that's spoken to you, and it's spoken once.
Yep.
Then it's like a test. Like I did an English test for a job application where I had to do that, where it was like it would like read something and then you had to type out exactly what it said, and it graded you on how many words you could remember.
Yeah. I'm thinking now too is everyone should go and get like a number from the website, and then Omnitype does the the fucking stage, the Discord stage. And it's just, or a Twitch stream or whatever, and it's just him like rolling a raffle thing.
Like a bingo hall?
Yeah, and then he could literally pick it up and read it, and they're like, who can are you?
True.
That would be funny. Anyway,
What about the deaf? They have to mail you a Braille option.
Exactly. So it looks like the Lynn Whale won in a
That's
very
not
close
that's
race.
blind. I am so bad. What?
What?
The only Braille is not for deaf people, it's for blind people. I am so offensive tonight. I am sorry.
Well, the fact that the system is broken and probably unfixable, and it was never going to be.
I'm tired,
perfect
chat.
system.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But the Lynn Whale in pink has won keyboard of the month with 102 votes to 92 votes for the 7V Taro, with the 7V 9009 and the Cool Kids acrylic coming in third and fourth respectively. So congratulations to the Lynn Whale. Yeah, congratulations. So again, next month, we'll be doing this again. Any keyboard. Think of a keyboard. You have a cool keyboard in front of you. Take a picture of it. Throw some succulents in front of it, and make a cool little picture. And we'll throw it up. We'll see what people like, and you could have a board that is posted in a calendar, immortalized in a calendar.
Yeah.
So let's. Who's up? Who's online? Who's streaming? We got I Am Me, You Are You is the first one I see. Do I see anyone? Katana, Kaji.
AdoWorks is making an artisan.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Ooh. Yeah, let's go to AdoWorks. Let's go to AdoWorks.
Well,
there we go. Got the raid started. So thank you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow with Mech Mahler at 8 p.m. correct Central Time Zone.
See y'all tomorrow.